Everybody stand for the pledge. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time you've given us to come together. We ask that you would help us with wisdom to make good decisions. And we just thank you for your presence. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
I can hear mine.
Roll call, please. Who's starting with the approval of the agenda? Discussion?
Yes, I'd like to one quick public comment. Agenda item only, not to put in public comment. Discussion minutes, 3 minutes. Everyone wants to see that finish. And I'd like to after Jeffrey's time.
We have a motion, is there a second? Discussion.
Do you have the person
Discussion. Okay, with the motion. Motion and seconded. First of all, for the agenda and a closed session meeting. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Those opposed? Aye. Okay. The ayes have it. Let's see, agenda is accepted with conditions, changes. Okay, let's see, last month's minutes.
I'll make the motion to accept.
First and second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, we're going to open up for public comment. 2 minutes if you would give your name and township you're from, and please limit your comments to the current agenda. First comment.
I have a question with regard to the minutes that are posted on your website. I think I found the whole minutes from my meetings. I really don't have an idea what went on at the whole meeting. I think it would be helpful if you had a copy of those to get if they keep looking online. So I would appreciate it.
Any other comments? And then your
I'd
name.
Him kind of linking those groups. I would like to make clear that the board will have all of this. And everything they do is on their own time. The minutes are sufficient for requirements. And you ask for them constantly to do more things. I think just holding them down for you can't make meetings, the meetings are good. Or on YouTube, and you can't watch it that day, you can go back again, and there are your limits.
Other comments? Okay. Moving on, next item on the agenda will be the executive director's report. Madam Executive Director. I would say probably one by one, maybe.
All right, you have before you. Okay, item number one. First of all, the basis for students. As reported last month, this is $212,870. That is an year-on-year are we interested in it? So start off with education programs. We want that to be interest. Two, there are 3 programs that receive their which means they rely completely on those funds. 2 to 3 are not.
A motion for approval. I'll make the motion. I'll make the motion to eliminate program and do the best, all that compliance. Any discussion?
Any staff that's affected by this has been well aware that this has been in the works and been considered.
Yes.
With this, is it going to eliminate the ones that live in Alpine County also?
Yes, there are many. This is a remote.
My question would be, are we losing money on it?
We're losing money in
Any other discussion? First and second, this does involve money, right? Yeah, I'll make. No, roll call. Excuse me, take a clarification, please. Now, a yes vote means we are terminating the program. That's correct. Okay. Yes. 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 Okay. Passes.
Tuesday, school is very unfortunate. Slash pantry, always enjoys and donated funds. However, the wages benefits and meal plans is $26,000. The program serves all of our things. Strategy allows for the increases instead of plans on shopping plans. I have met with two churches, others who that would be the Rock Baptist Church in Lenny, and closer to us is the Harrison United Methodist Church. There are $2,500 left in both on the account, and about $19,000 in line funds, which our recommendation would be released with 25% small audiences all the way closer. But for the goal today, I propose
I'll make a motion to discussion.
I have a couple questions. If we have that GoFundMe money, can we have at least one more pantry with that money so that we can let the people know? Because that money is not millage money, right? That GoFundMe money is not millage. Would that be enough to pay for that truck bringing in our food and have one more pantry at least? Instead of giving that money for the churches, can we use it ourselves?
To be compliance, it's the operate that, but if not,
And how much money do you have in that account? I would suggest that we have another pantry and at least put some kind of a form in there telling the people that this is probably going to be our last one. And that way we could let them know, because last time, I don't know the exact figures, but we had like 200 cars this day. And about half of them were seniors, approximately half were seniors. I do have in my line, there was 145 over 60 and 120 under 60. And that's just my life. The other girl, I'm assuming, had about the same. But I really do not like to see that program just drop completely without trying at least to have one more pantry so we can let the people know, and maybe we can even figure out a way to have it.
I would make my vote to allow staff to talk to amendment has been seconded. Any other discussion on that?
I would say I don't know the first one.
Have one more out of you.
Yes. Have our truck come in, at the polls, like we've been doing all along. Well, I know that the one girl and the one young man is getting paid, but if we can, would I be allowed to talk to those two and see if they would volunteer their time? I know that we have at least 2 people in our audience today that is very involved with the pop-up camp. And can I ask them if they would help out, you know? We got Al and we got more than 2. Would you people still be willing to help out at least one more time? I would like to have at least one more and let us get together and see if we can figure out a way to continue having it. If that's okay.
Mr. Kelly, that our struggles and I understand the proper things, but doing things out good. It's not the government's job, and we are a government funded to provide care. That was the job of the church. You can see all the programs that the church dropped, that government picked up, that are handled with it. I understand compulsion for people, don't get me wrong. The churches are really the better ones to take care of the needs of the people in the congregation. But I really don't see it to make for I mean, I understand, it's complicated, but I don't see it. I mean, that's welcome to both organs.
The staff has had a heads up on this for several months, so they're aware that this could be happening. My first question.
Yes, yes, sir.
And then the second thing is, I have a little problem with the terminology of terminate. Would you be amenable to suspend the language of suspend indefinitely the pending?
President, I will make that motion. I mean, I stand.
You can't hear me? My wife says I'm always talking way too loud. I should let this play for everything. Okay. Need some clarification. In order to say one more time, that means that ACCOA is going to fund the truck one more time to allow these gentlemen and the other group
get their act together, put that up, and provide that service. Is that what we're talking about? That's a yes or a no?
No, that's not correct, because the GoFundMe money is not ACCOA money. That money came in for the pop-up camp. I don't know where it is. I don't know. But we still got 2,500 in it. So that would fund the next pop-up camp. No money would have to come out of millage money, ACCOA money.
What volunteer money?
If Karen and the young man, and if they can't do that, these people are very dedicated. They've been here every time. And they spend, 9 o'clock in the morning until 6 at night working. And so I'm 100% sure that they would help. I will help. Stan usually helps. And Galley's helps. And so if we do it again, I don't see where it's going to cost ACCOA any money whatsoever.
I'll say something hopefully clarify this. I'll record you. Might be amending your motion. Okay. Can we propose to suspend this program, go ahead and finish it up for this one last month, as long as it is all volunteer help, no ACCOA employees, something like that.
I'm sorry, Mr. Secretary. I guess let me clarify. When people talk about doing good stuff for security, the program, I am sure. I would agree to get rid of it, but you can't cut off those people free. So that's why I accepted what Dolores had and said. It's like, if we're going to cause any undue harm, and one more time, give us a way to walk out and leave, I'm willing to do it. So whatever you're asking, basically, right, you're asking me to say volunteer only, not to cost ACCOA nothing. I'm good with that. That can be the final part. Go ahead.
For the one last month.
For the one last month, and never again. Stan? Thank you.
She's got a comment on it.
No comments on that. All right. So I guess you're amending the emotion.
We can have Bob reread it the way it reads.
Now the working member may not offer a substitute motion.
Absolutely.
Member, move to suspend the pantry program provided for one last time to be served by volunteers only with no cost to ACCOA.
That sounds nice and clean, to the point, to go with. Thank you, Joe.
Okay.
You good with that, Stan?
Okay.
Is that clean for you, Bob?
Yes. So now we have an amended motion that has been seconded.
That was a clean motion.
That's a clean, okay.
If nobody else, if the maker and
The makers
do not object, start with clean.
That's a clean motion on proposal.
Okay. We now have a motion that has been seconded. Okay. Now, do we have any discussion on the motion?
I have one more question on that. If our group can get together and figure out a way to continue this, can we do it with no funding coming out of ACCOA money and still have, don't we have to have a
Point of order. That would be a discussion for something else. We have the motion for that in a second. I understand Dolores is wanting to do what we need, and we can talk about that later on the different topic. But right now, this is the topic. No disrespect.
Okay. So let's take a vote.
I'll make it a roll call, please.
Yes.
Wait, okay with that?
Roll call. Benat,
Yes.
Schlicker,
Are we voting to continue on that?
Yes.
Yes.
I can restate it. What I have written down is that's the actual motion. We're voting to suspend the pantry program, providing for one last event to be staffed by volunteers only and no cost to the ACCO. Bain? Ford? Yes. Karen?
Yes.
Potter?
Yes.
Weiner?
No.
Lynch?
Yes.
Casey?
Motion is passed. Moving right along.
The non-emergency transportation program is budgeted to draw $71,500 from village funds. The small business loan was also taken out for $150,000 to purchase the vehicles. This is a 30-year loan that we began to pay in January, $640 a month. So you can see that this program, the loan will far outweigh the vehicles. The summary of the program spending is attached. It's a very expensive program and sustainable.
I think that is sufficient.
I will make the motion to solve the transportation program from the CCO services. And to come up with a plan to deal with the vet and just and figuring out how to best take care of the property.
Motion, do we have a second? Okay. So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
What can we do with our vehicles if we get rid of them? Can we sell them, or are they on a grant?
We can sell those.
We can sell them. And they are fitted for special needs people or wheelchairs, so we want to be sure that those in the right hands to be for them.
And that money will go back to the bank, right?
That would be my goal.
Now, the people that is on dialysis in Alcona County that we are serving now, do they then have to find their own transportation?
Yes, we do have a few people who go to dialysis a few times a week. We had talked, the board had recommended that we give this program 30 days. For those people to find a new mode of transportation. There is a under-day transportation program that provides it's more expensive to find, but it is available.
Just to clarify, we is whatever we decide for, whatever is decided for next spread.
Unless that's part of your motion.
No, I was not part of my motion. I think we need to probably thoroughly discuss that out. Right now, it's my concept of motion, just exit from the other things that are not really supposed to be, that, you know, that don't comply with our charter says.
Yeah, we currently are not serving anyone other than seniors. That was the issue. It was making, it was very profitable to the point where we required who was director this year, right? And she said she stopped the services to anyone who was under 60 in Baltimore County. Slowly finished, and that's not bringing money into the.
I'm sorry, one more thing. I remember I sat on several meetings before I got on this board. There were others being served by this program that were not. As a matter of fact, we were driving them down as far as the performance. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Any other? Yes.
Okay, Mercury Farm was several years ago. People needed, transportation to doctor appointments. And once in a while, I need, shopping. And so I called sitting here and talked to the coordinator a minute, and we made some volunteers that would do it. I've done quite a few times, taken to the doctor appointments or shopping not so much. And they're supposed to pay whoever took them money for gas. It may not be a whole lot of money, but it'd be something more out on the gas anyway. And that would be something to think about in the future. More the transportation. Never had this transportation or otherwise the office.
Other comments?
If I may comment there, in the Monroe County, I have been because my daughter said they do have a volunteer program. We just would need to be sure that it's set up so that we're not having to pay the insurance. That if the liability to the actual volunteer driving.
Right.
I would ask for one more from Mr. President. I'd like to go over that.
Yes, absolutely. Further discussion? Mr. Secretary, would you read the motion?
The motion as I have it written is to dissolve non-emergency transport program from the ACCOA services and progress at a later date with making further plans on what to do with vehicles instead of them.
I'm good with that. So that motion has been seconded. All right. Okay, call for roll call vote.
Hazel?
Yes.
Turek? Yes. Lynch?
No.
Enough?
Yes.
Weiner?
Yes.
Bain? Potter?
Yes.
Schlicker?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Request a vote to authorize moving funds from congregate dining budget line to delivered meals line of funding in the amount of $34,000. You can see in the budget in your books that the one is broken down that congregate meals is way underspent and delivered meals is overspent. I attribute this to an error in budgeting. Plus food costs have gone way up in some other factors, but that will write us right now. We just move money from one line and account to the other.
Motion?
I make a motion to transfer the funds of $34,000 to the meals, delivered meals fund, out of the congregate meal funds. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Secretary will have another roll call.
Schlicker?
Yes.
Bain?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Potter?
Yes.
Enough?
Yes.
Turek? Yes. Weiner?
Yes.
Lynch?
Yes.
Hazel?
Okay, on to next.
Next, request a vote on the pay of the new ACCOA accounting clerk, which is listed to be between $17 and $20 per hour. Connie Franzel was selected as the accounting clerk. She has a master's degree in business accounting from Baylor University and a postgraduate degree in business and engineering from Eastern Michigan University. She stated during the acceptance procedure that given she has a master's degree, she is hoping or anticipating the maximum amount of $20.
Open for motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the candidate for
the county for.
For the pay.
I'm sorry. You're looking for pay?
Yes,
I'm
I
sorry.
believe that will be sort of on what
You said it was between $17 to 20.
yes.
I'll make it for the $17 an hour.
We have a motion for 17. Did that second? Did I hear second? Okay, we have a first and second. Any?
That's subject to modifications. Anybody wants to. Bring it out.
So any discussion on that? Yes.
Do we? I think it's foolish to try to put a minimum. I think you're talking, people in Dallas would pay $50 an hour. Not for $2 an hour, it's only for a master. You should be paying $20 an hour maximum, which is only $40,000 a year, which is barely enough to live on now. I will not vote for that. I think that's great.
I'll amend the vote.
Okay. We have a first and second. $20 an hour. Yes, sir.
There would be possibly a middle ground where we start her at 17 and after 3 months raise it to 20. If somebody wanted to do a probationary type of period, that would be a compromise, but I tend to agree with Rick.
I will withdraw my motion. Let's move Dr. Firth.
I put that forth. I tend to agree with Rick. If I was to vote, I would vote for the 20 right off the bat. I was just throwing it out there as a alternate view, rather than just 17, dependent upon a probationary period for 3 months. I would prefer the 20 dollars.
So could you clarify those motions?
I will do mine.
Okay.
Well, I may move the motion to approve the maximum amount. I think it was $20. $20 an hour is well worth it, and we don't want to start an employee out in negative position about that anyways, which is kind of. So anyways, my motion is to approve that.
We have a motion on the floor. Okay, we have a motion with second. Any discussion now at $20 an hour?
I have a comment on that. If we start her out at 20, after her probationary period, are we going to leave her at 20, or is she going to expect another $3 or $4 an hour? Usually we don't get a raise. So I think in the past we have given a raise after the probationary period, which is 3 months. I'm pretty sure we did that. But even if we do it or if we don't do it, let's say she requests it, what are we going to give everybody across the board a raise, each year? Or how are we going to handle that when the time comes to give everybody a raise?
Well, you don't have to give, every case is done individually. Just because one person gets a raise doesn't mean everyone gets a raise. That's not happening. It's up to the executive director to determine after what period of time she feels that she's done a good job for us and request from us what we would want to give her to as an incentive and to stay on. Employee retention is a problem, so we want to make sure that we keep good people. So Dolores, I don't think your idea that everyone gets raised because one person gets raised, that's not how it happens. It's done on merit. Some of it is done after a yearly review, and now we have a yearly review to establish that. And that's what we should do. So I wouldn't worry about that. I think that's something our executive director needs to do. That's your job.
So Connie was the only person qualified to apply for this this job. And I did a search, and people who are applying for some similar jobs that are out there pay between 58 and 60,000. So we are very fortunate to get her 40,000 if you would approve it.
Any other discussion? Okay. Secretary, would you read the motion?
So I have a motion by Rick, seconded by Rollin, to hire her at a rate of $20 per hour.
Everybody understand the motion now? Okay, roll call vote.
Short, yes. Lena?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Schlicker?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Potter?
Yes.
Runner?
Yes.
Lynch?
Yes.
Casey? Motion passed.
Thank you.
Okay, almost. Also, there was discussion about this last week. I went to a Region 9 meeting with Scott, and they have offered for one of our directors, skip to 6, that's all right. They have invited one of our board members to be an at-large member of this Region 9 board. Former ACCO board member used to attend. Staff member is currently attending these meetings. It's held in the afternoon before Monday of each month in Alpena, and the approved March is being as our tax if you want to make it that. So this doesn't require a vote, but just if you want to appoint somebody or if you want to volunteer, that is something that is available to any board member that would like to. Shelby's depending on just any one. So someone that chooses to do so.
No, I'm sorry. No.
Please be nice, she's probably going to correct.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Okay. Just to let you know, it does not.
It does not have to be a member of the board. It just needs to be representation. It's okay if Shelby continues to do so.
Does our current staff member have a preference? Do you have a preference as to?
It is totally up to the board. It would save Shelby, she'd have more time in the office if somebody else chose to do it. Up to you.
I just have a question. I hope it doesn't bridge your end. Be careful that this person that's on the meeting cannot make decisions or offer. They'll be there to listen, but they're not empowered to speak for the board or the director. Is that what you had in mind? I'm sorry, I have to go.
They do that. They are voting members. So they would be there and they would be voting on anything, such as this last meeting, we just approved our annual implementation plan, which is the plan we use to move forward into the next fiscal year.
So they really represent the ACCOA interests. So really, we need to be careful. It should be because this person is going to be more in our interest. I would say we probably should have a board member. I would, instead of just, Shelby, I'm sure she represents as well, but I think at this point, I might be a board member. And I'm not volunteering.
Because I'm asking, we need to handle this right now.
I'll entertain a motion to table. You make a motion to table.
We don't have a motion, but I'm just asking.
It might, I'm sorry.
Or Tony, okay, whoever volunteers from Walmart and they pay some kind of don't they get reimbursed for the gas mileage?
Yes, there is mileage reimbursement for that numbers. It is currently at 60% per month.
I guess my concern was, we've been hit with this right now, and I don't think we've gotten a chance together as we need to talk about. But that's my concern. Okay.
It was your situation over in Sony. The opportunity is available. I apologize if that's that is something that you need to decide on today.
I think we should discuss it.
Would it always have to be the same board member, or could it be different?
Usually it is the same member that attends. And for a limited time, usually it's 2 years or so. Not that it has to be. I mean, you could send, you could change it after 3 months if someone leaves, sort of thing.
Could we have a member at large, which we don't have right now? Could we appoint a member at large and maybe have that person be our representative?
It looks to me like this is something that we probably actually table and have a board discussion on this at a later date. If there's no objections to that, we'll just move on to the next step.
We need to have a motion.
No.
That was not.
We need a motion.
Okay, final item. Also from the Region 9 meeting we held in Scott. Programs and food directors will be assessed in person this summer. Ours will be one of them. So a team will come in and review files and speak to staff to ensure compliance. So I will be in contact with the board and make sure to keep you posted, because these are the things that keep funding. So this is very important. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. That's all. Thank you for your time.
I guess I have a question on that. Has this been going on for the last 3 years? I guess I'm kind of struggling, with all the things that have transpired. But I just want to know, have you got reports like that over the last 2 years? And are they available?
Sorry.
And are they available?
The results? The results you will be candid.
No, I mean over the last 3 years.
I do not have those results, but there is a schedule of but the last one was a self-assessment, and typically it's a rotation, self-assessment and in-person assessment. We don't know exactly time. So that's for your nutrition programs, but you will also get visited by a general assessment. We'll also, I believe, the schedule shows for fiscal assessment this year. And yes, they are available for state priorities if you want to see the results. You want to I will show you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Next item on the agenda, reports of the officers, which first one is mine. I think our executive director covered just about everything that I had any questions about. So we'll move on, and does the vice president have a report?
We don't have a place on the agenda to speak about any committee reports. It's kind of, since you're on the new building project subcommittee, could we get an update from you now, or?
Okay, as far as the new building goes, the executive director, Denise Ruffa, she has been consulting with the staff and going over what are the actual needs for offices and such in the new building. And I think she's just about concluded with that one.
Yes, sir. We have that by the end of the week.
Okay.
Storage areas.
All right. Okay, so as soon as we get that, then the new building committee will be meeting once again, and then we will be scheduling an appointment with the architects, so we can get down to start designing the actual floor plan. And one of the first things we'll have to do is to find a construction manager. And once that happens, then we'll start seeing quite a bit of progress, rapid progress. That's where the new building project stands right now. Any other questions on it? Okay. Moving on.
Okay, I talked with Doug Travis from the fair, and on Tuesday, and I forget the date, it's in August, though, when the fair is going. They have a free day to get into the fair, but they also have people standing at the gate for donations. And he offered us to ACCOA to have people at the gate, and we would get half of the donations that come in that day, which last year he said the Humane Society did it, and their donations was like $500. The year before it was some other group, and they got close to 500. And we have to share with the fair. They get half, we get half. And I talked to several board members already, and they've all agreed that we will volunteer 2 people for 2 hours to stand at the gate, and then another 2 people. So I do have a list here, and I'll get with the board members after the meeting and see what hours is best for you. I told him I think it's a very good idea. We talked with Denise, and we agreed that it was a good way to make some money and an easy way to make some money. So that's I think that's the only thing I had, you know, for my report.
Thank you. Moving on to Treasurer's report.
The bank statement information, beginning bank balance, $19,659.97, and the ending balance is $157,932. So, then, we can sell bank statement $140,170.32. We just $140,170.39.
Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments on that? Okay. Let's see, Secretary Kerr.
Gary, Mr. President, we need to do anything with the financial treasurer report, go to accept it.
Oh,
Just a bunch of good ideas. And also it brought to my attention that volunteers be voted on by the boards that are issued. Just the concept. Not the future name. So I'm gonna defer to somebody that knows a little bit better than I.
okay, let's just back up for a second then.
I will make a motion to authorize volunteers to go to the gate under the ACCOA.
Okay, we got a first and a second. Any discussion on that matter?
We need a sign, and I have contacted that Shelley saying.
No, we'll just authorize it to happen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, any discussion on that? No problem. Okay, so all in favor, say aye.
Yes.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Bob wanted to accept the treasurer's report.
Yes. Hey,
Did you want to make a motion?
I would make a motion to accept the financial report of the treasurer.
I will second that motion.
hey, second, any discussion on that? Hearing none? Morning, is a roll call. Yes. Secretary.
Hazel.
Yes.
Lynch.
Yes.
Weiner.
Yes.
Potter.
Yes.
Chilton.
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Dave. Drew. Yes. Without.
Okay, So now we will move on to Director Turk's report.
I had a couple of things I wanted to clarify that I brought up at the last meeting about the committee formation. I didn't want it to make sound like I was not in favor of committees. By all means, I think we need at least 5 committees. I think, not counting the new building project subcommittee, I think we need a finance committee. We obviously need a fundraising committee. I believe a policies and procedures committee, and personnel committee. I'm sorry. So, you know, I didn't want anyone to take that to make it sound like we did not think we needed committees. In fact, quite the opposite. The other thing I had to bring up, a couple things that just came up today, you know, in our a nominating committee. Our bylaws don't say may form a nominating committee before June. It says shall make a nominating committee. So I think that's going to be something we definitely need before the next election. The bylaws say that should be by the June election. So I think that's a committee that has to be formed in running the election. According to our bylaws, we can talk about that. Again, that's another good thing for the Policies and Procedures Committee to go over some of the things that we're seeing in the bylaws. The other thing, talking about members at large, board members, which right now Commissioner Drummond is, while she has no voting privileges, as I read it, she certainly has privilege to not only have discussions, but to make motions or second motions. So I would be curious if anyone has an opinion on that. I don't see any reason why she would not be able to do that. Or, of course, be a member of a committee and possibly have voting privileges within a committee. So here again, those are questions that I think our Policies and Procedures Committee would need to make once we make them. And those are the only things I have to talk about as a secretary. I'll bring up some other things and if we talk about the financial committee.
Any questions on that?
I'm just like, quick one on the large number voting. I mean, I remember when I served on the committee for 4 years, and I really wasn't allowed to, make motions or vote on motions. Input was allowed to be at large. You find that in the Robert's Rules here, so that was in our bylaws.
No, I'm looking at our bylaws. Certainly, it says she shall have no voting privileges, but may be notified and may participate in any board meetings or business. So I don't read that there's any limitation on a member at large making a motion, seconding the motion, or engaging in discussion. Only voting. That's the way I read it. But that would be how I read that.
All right, so that means, I'm assuming as far as the voting, whatever, we would probably leave that up to the committees themselves. Any other comments, discussions on that?
I would say that if we don't have that on the agenda somewhere that we're going to be doing committees, we should be doing that either during one of our reports, or sometimes I think that's fairly urgent that we need to be forming these committees.
Mr. President, I think we need to put the bylaws together that we were in the process of trying to get them. And then we can, once we got those established, I think we can proceed with being right now.
I certainly during the new business period we can talk about that. I hope to see the finance committee be active. We have the funds that we're trying to do some things with, and I don't feel comfortable not having a full finance committee to do that.
Okay, So is there something we're looking for a vote on right now? No. Okay. So we have Secretary Turk's report. You have a motion to accept his report? Motion for that? Okay. Okay. We'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Which says here we have program reports. Madam Director, do you comment on those programs?
Yes, sir. So there's a page in your binder, find meals and service hours. So congregate meals, 421 meals were served in April. 2,619 meals were served or delivered to homes. And for the in-home service hours, these are the hours, 253 for homemaking, 45 for personal care, and 30 for respite services.
Okay. Did you have anything to add on the finance? Or anything that you want to bring up? Or
no, sir. Just my request to move money from congregate meals to undelivered meals. You'll notice that we are underspent in our homemaking services or our direct care workers. That's because we don't have enough. We're still unable to hire enough people to provide all the services. We are still getting additional funds, but that is a topic that should be on the board's mind. They don't get paid much. It's very difficult to get them hired.
Okay. Any other comments? So we move on to unfinished business. Anybody have anything on their unfinished business agenda?
No. I noticed the comparisons,
That's been scheduled.
Okay.
We will have, we're getting 3 bids for the entire summer, but we've got the name of the company that's coming in to do it one time. Just haven't got it on the schedule yet. That should happen this week.
One question answered.
I have a question too. Is it already in the works to sell the transport vehicles?
No, ma'am. I was leaving on the boat.
Should we start that? Or should we table it till next month?
I think that's something that you're working on.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, sir. We'll give you a report next month. We won't do anything else. We'll probably have get some costs or valuations of each vehicle and look at the best way to sell those. We have to come up with a plan. We don't have about a month that we're going to be using them yet. So
I don't know if this is the place on the agenda where I should bring this up, but I'm concerned with that property in Harrisville. I would like to see it sold, or at least try to sell it.
Point of order, we put that on the
Under what?
New business will be up
Okay.
next on the agenda. Anything else under unfinished business?
I think this was called by the visit and the inspection by the mechanical contractors that came and reviewed the facilities. I wasn't here, but we'll get an update on what they might have to say, because it might pertain to some financial decisions we have to make down the road.
Tyler would like to,
we met with BTE Energy, Saginaw came up and they looked at our boilers. The boilers are currently shut down right now. They looked at the hot water heaters, they looked at the hot water pipes that have not been insulated. They were going to put together a plan for the building. They recommended a 2-boiler system with a smart drain on it. That one boiler currently heats this whole building except for the gym. The other boiler heats the gym. So the one boiler is getting used all the time, and the other one's partially. At the temperature that's set, which is 66 degrees. The downstairs usually runs 77 because the pipes are uninsulated. He recommended possibly putting in a smart drain that has, when one's calling for heat, the other, and it runs just for a certain amount of time, the other kicks in. They alternate, and it saves wear and tear on your boilers. He said they are very old, they're very cost to run. The water heater is an older water heater, 75 gallons. We talked about replacing that water heater with an instant hot water on demand. I don't believe that is permitted by the health department through NIPSA or through our code. I think we have to have 75 gallon hot water heater, but do we want to go with a new hot water heater that would be energy efficient? Because that one is, really old. Just looking at things, our lights, we haven't gotten no contact back information on the lights, just what we had last time. So the gentleman that came up to them, they said they would put together a program for what is available out there, what they would cover, what we would have to cover, and we'll see if it's feasible to do. Yeah, and we can get rebate if we do certain things, but they have a director that does it, and she goes like $300 or 300 pages she has to review to put together this program. So she said probably next month they'll get back with us and give us some figures. So,
questions on the energy? Okay, anything else under the unfinished business? And we'll move on to new business.
I would like to find out how the board feels about selling that property in Hurstville. I don't think we can build on it, but maybe we should have somebody investigate it before making a decision. Maybe ask the Hurstville Council, or do something with it, because we're paying taxes on it. It's already been up for a tax sale, delinquent tax sales twice. And we bought it and it cost us, I think we paid $8,000, but with back taxes, we had to pay 10. So.
Yeah. I talked to Troy Summers about that. They paid $9,800 with back, and back taxes was included. I did walk it, and it is very wet. And it goes from US 23 to the tracks. So I'm not sure that we can ask, a real realistic. It was on back tax sale forever. I would be willing to get rid of that if possible, but we need to get what we pay for. See what the realtor says.
Could we maybe have Phil follow up on this and double check, see what we can do, the best way to get out of it?
I just want to comment on that. Would be great if Phil would do that, but my comment would be lots of luck selling it. I mean, we bought a piece of swampland that we should have never bought.
I'll rephrase that statement you just made. We did not buy that stuff.
ACCOA purchased a piece of swampland.
Thank you.
That is basically unbuildable. And certainly we need to check into every avenue possible to get rid of it. If all else fails, we might donate it to the county. I think it's a wonderful idea.
Mr. President, we make a motion to do it up there and sell through advertising space.
What was the reason?
The previous director wanted to use that for the, I believe it was the Northeast Michigan Food Bank Distribution Center or something.
Wanted to build on.
But it's unbuildable. But we won't go into all the details there.
I can double check with some real Spanish State too and see if they would do a Zoom.
It's Honeyland, isn't it?
Yes, I will tell you, I've seen a lot of hunting property in Alcona County. That had probably the best sign for deer hunting I've ever seen. That was incredible. So maybe we can find out if City Parish will allow hunting.
Maybe both.
How many acres is it?
Yeah. I believe it's
You have to check into that.
I'll follow. I would hold, but that's a words.
Anybody have any objections to that?
Make a motion.
So, don't need to make a motion.
Motion for the
I'll vote for it anyway, so. You can elect it, Bill. Thank you, guys. Hey. All right, any comments on the new business?
I certainly would like to have a fully populated finance committee before we leave for today.
Okay,
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Mr. Basil, Wendy Bain, Bob Church.
I would serve, but I think Carol, we need her. I need her on the finance
excuse me,
committee.
I'm directed. According to the bylaws, within fact.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right.
Okay, so I will work on those committees, and I've already talked to some people about that. So yeah, I will get those committees and talk to all those involved. Okay, anything else under new business? Hearing none, we will go on to public comments. And once again, if you'll state your name and your township, and please limit it to 2 minutes, and anybody can make a comment. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Lovelace, I'm from Nice Township. I have done the food bank pantry for many years. And I want to know, because we use this, they call it the yellow bird or the truck, and it has all the tables, I mean, everything that we need for the pantry, but it's ACCOA's truck. Are we going to be allowed to use that truck? The volunteers? Or
No, you can do that back in the director's comment. This is just public comment right now. So.
Judy French, Hurstville. I just want to comment real quick on the food bank program. As nice of a program as it is, I personally don't see where ACCOA should be doing a food bank. There's already commodity programs and stuff that come through here, you know, and if the food bank somehow continues through ACCOA, I personally feel it should be for seniors only, because I feel ACCOA should only be serving our seniors of Alcona, not everybody. I mean, you know, I've benefited from it, but there's other food bank programs in the county, and I think that we should let them continue those programs. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Yeah, maybe I'll just make it's a lot of feedback. I'm not here to criticize anybody. I appreciate everybody wants to put it in the funding of you guys spending money. But I'll remove the world generally related. People please talk about children, go to the county, change the bylaws, change the village. See that somehow with the way we try to compromise. I know the majority of people from Vietnam are over 60. I know me. We get 3 or 4 people from Vietnam. We're very kind of going to a church here. What about people here? Are they going to be able to go to the churches? There's a need right here in this area. I would like to go there, please. If we could go over the people, go over the people, too.
Pam McKinnon. I guess my suggestion as far as the blue thing would be, I know there's volunteers and it's the heart of a lot of people. So maybe they should get together and try and put something together in their own organization and look at how they could pick up the slack instead of it being the ACCOA. That would be my thing. The other thing, I'd like each and every one of you board members to know how proud I am of you guys. And I know the things that you've gone through, and I know the hardship that you've endured over these past months. And I just pray that you remember why you got on the board, what motivated you, and stay positive, and know that there's really people that are proud and thankful for everything you've done. That let every little negativity thing get to you, and your heart is here. Whether God led you here or it's just your heart, if God led you here, then I know that you're here for a reason, and you're not just playing a part. And it's obviously not for the money because you're not getting paid. So my heart and my prayers go out to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Margie Cutzera from Haynes Township. I just have 2 things I'd like to comment on. First of all, my earlier question with regard to the accessibility of senior members of Alcona County to get information with regard to this board's processes is not unfounded. Of the 10,500 people that live in Alcona County, 60% are seniors. And of that 60%, I would venture to say 8% have the ability to have internet service. It's a problem here in my community. So in order to get the correct information, and for the board to be totally transparent of what they're doing and hope to do, especially with $12.5 million grant, people want to know what's happening. And all I'm saying is, if on your website, if you could please have the correct information out there with regard to, for instance, April 25th agenda or your minutes. The only thing that was available was page 1. We don't get the whole information of what's happening here. We want to know. Yes, you're volunteers, but when you volunteer for something, you need to know what you're volunteering for. If you willy-nilly volunteer to, solve your own personal agendas, then you shouldn't be a volunteer. But I don't see that with a lot of you. I see that you're truly interested in doing something for ACCOA here in Alcona County. You've done a lot of things. I'd like to say to Mr. Turek, thank you very much for asking what's happening in the financial status of the $12.5 million new senior citizen center. We need to know what's happening. You should be totally transparent. To say otherwise, that you're a volunteer and you're doing the best you can, that is not
Sorry,
acceptable.
2 minutes are up.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other comments, please? Yes, of course.
So I've met some of you, half of you, and some of you I haven't. I'm Dax Smigelski, the Business and Financial Director at the Region 9 Area Agency on Aging. So I just wanted to give a couple updates about what's been going on that might be of interest to you. We recently held Older Michiganians Day on the Capitol Lawn. We had 8 individuals from our region go down and represent the seniors of Northeast Michigan. So that was a great day. Some of the other things that are going on, as Denise mentioned, that we had a pre-bidders meeting. We have a request for proposal process out there right now, which is due June 9th, that someone from your agency will be working on and turning in. It's very important. That's for services. Take a look at those. Those bids are due on June 9th. We have a wellness and nutrition summit coming up that you may want to send your someone from your nutrition staff to on September 26th in Roscommon County. It will be held. That is held, hosted by the state of Michigan, ACLS. A couple other things that may affect you. The state for the My Choice Waiver Program, if you serve those individuals, is coming up with an electronic visit verification system. That will be a requirement. They are currently working on that. You will either need to utilize their system or create one of your own. It's very brand new, so they just hired their contractor and they'll be working on putting out specs. But if you provide CLS services for the My Choice Waiver Program, that will affect your agency. And one of the last things I'd like to say is we will be putting out a True Elsa, which is a caregiver software system that individual caregivers will have access through our website to. They will have access to a whole bunch of training modules. There's an open house being held up in the Alpena office on June 14th from 4 to 5:30, open to the public. So if anyone has any interest to come and see what that's all about, please do so.
Thank you. Okay. Other comments? Okay. Then, okay, I'll find the comments. All right.
Well, no, we were looking at it, saying board members.
Actually says director final comment, but we make that board comment.
Oh, no.
Good, have a comment, Greg?
No, I'm going to war. The woman that had made the comment about the 2 beds in Boston.
Oh, I would like to address that if I may. I'm going to have to look into the insurance policy on that. So I see it's a need. So perhaps we can have a staff do the driving that day, the staff member. So we'll make it work. It's my comment.
Hi, it's nice. Usually I see you at the table. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you.
I have something. You know, it's very difficult to, first of all, record these meetings. You see me scrambling. It's hard for Bob to try to write up the minutes. We were trying to write up minutes of the meeting. I never want to do it again. It's an awful job. And we provide minutes online in several fashions. Go to the meeting and see it. If you want to see what really the feel of what we're doing in our openness, you should come to the meeting. Okay? That's what you should do. If you can't do that, I understand that too. We also have YouTube on. We have the whole meeting recorded. I feel frustrated if I'm making comments here too, that people are sort of making these comments. We work very, very hard to do it. And we provide all the access that we possibly can to get these meeting minutes out and to do our jobs. if people can't get to, if they don't have electronic devices at home, some of them don't, many don't, the library is glad to have you sit down in front of a computer and to show you how to get to it. So these are available, and we are very open and on our meetings. And if you want to have a question, other time you can always ask the board member what they meant. But I don't want the fact to go out that we try really, really hard to get our meeting minutes out in the knowledge hours. So that's my point.
Thank everybody for being here. There's a lot to discuss today. I assure you, all the members of this board are working diligently to make it work. A lot of tough decisions have to be made, and a lot of decisions we don't want to make. But they're tough decisions, and we're doing our best. And we're here to serve seniors. That's what we're continuing to do. And guess now we have to adjourn the next one. That's a motion for closed session first. And then we
just real quick on the fundraiser, we received 2 more gift certificates, cards from the mountain and back of the Easter, 25 hours prepared. So we got 17 different items that will be awarded to the places that we finish on the cornhole, and I urge everybody to join. Looking like it's really turning around or getting going. So. Please attend. We have music, we have food, we have the license is transmitted to the state for raffle license and very good. So that's what we spend on the that's all.
I think as a point of order, I think we need to have a motion to go into closed session, discuss personnel matter, have that seconded, vote on it, go into closed session, come out of closed session before we issue.
That is correct, and it has to be a roll call vote because we need to pass the 2/3 threshold.
So, you want to make a motion?
I'm going to make the motions. Can somebody else make this motion, please?
I would make a motion to go into closed session to discuss a personnel matter, and the person involved has requested a closed hearing.
I will second that.
Okay. Discussion on that. Okay, call.
Sure. Yes. Adam?
Yes.
Dane? Shinka?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Otto?
Yes.
Weiner?
Yes.
H?
Yes.
Casey? Motion passed.
Okay, so we will be going into a closed session. Thank you.